afternoon, welcome back to another episode on my transporter. I did actually start this video on Friday and it is now Monday, but I felt like crap over the weekend, so I didn't get too much done on the van. I basically filmed myself cutting out one of the rear tubs and welding in a new quarter panel on that one side. I've got some clips that I'll insert in a second and I will show you the progress that's been made around there. But what really I've come to do today is, over the weekend I put my one remaining rotor form on the back and jacked it up to see how low we could get it without the tub on there. But it's only like 15-20 mil more than it was anyway. It's just not enough, and seeing as the van's like this and I never want to strip it down to this level again, now is the prime opportunity to lower it as much as I can within reason. So I think we're just going to cut the rear floor out. This seems to be the route that other people that have gone lower than me on the back have done. They've cut the floor out, cut the chassis and got everything up nice and high and then welded a frame over the top of that. But it's one of those, I think we're only going to learn if we get going. And we can stick metal together, so it's not permanent. Are you alright there, Puppy? What are you doing? He's making loads of noise. Come here. Come see me. Oh, I want to get on camera. So, let's cut the floor out the rear. Let's cut the floor out the rear and see what lies beneath. Right, let me show you this first. We've got the wheel still jacked up in there, so you'll be able to see how low we've got it. It does look good. So that is where we've got it at the moment. The wheel in there, nice. You can see here, this is the new panel I've welded in. I had this one left over from when I welded up my auntie's van. I didn't end up using it. If I'd have bought it, I'd have bought the full quarter like I have for the other side. So this panel just warps a little bit, even though I was spotting as far away as I could to try and keep the heat as low as possible. It's still warped a little bit, so I'm going to have to put some filler on there, but the rest of it's nice. And it's all nice and clean. Obviously there's no tub on the inside yet, that will be done last. But I've fixed weld through, primered and repaired all the rust and bits on there. So yeah, I felt like absolute crap on the weekend, but it's horrible when you want to get like digging into a project and it's all you can think about. But trying to film it as well was just, yeah, it wasn't happening. But I came and did a little bit, and it's all stuff you can watch professionals do online. Do you know what I mean? I'm just a knob with a grinder and a welder. But I do like filming it, it is fun. Right, let me show you what I've done inside. So we cut the rear tab out and drilled it out with the spot welds there on the chassis. You can see my new panel on the inside here and how high we've got the wheel up in there. But to get this any lower, we've really got to dig into this and we're going to weaken that chassis so much. So what I've seen other people do is they cut basically from the back and the front of the tub all the way across here, lift this out, do all the modifications you need to do, and then weld in a 50mm box section frame on here and just lift the floor a little bit. Because this is usually where you've got your bed and stuff anyway, which is where I will have my seat, so it's fine. But until we get this out, I really can't see where I need to do the cutting. So I think if we rig the camera up, get the grinder out, maybe there's going to be some spot welds in here, cut this out, see where we get to. I don't think I'm going to be able to get the back as low as the front, because the front we got down pretty good. It's in an old lowdown video. Den from Slambasta came up for the evening. We did a massive chassis notch and stuff. But I am actually going to be welding some more strength on top of that bit of the chassis there when we move to the front. But let's rig this camera up, let's cut that floor out, and then we will assess the situation. This ain't going well. this isn't going well. My back's killing because I can't stand up straight. I've now got a pickaxe in there, trying to lever it up to find where the spot welds are, because they're everywhere but like not uniform. Yeah, thought I'd get you rolling again because I don't know what's going to happen. For good or bad, I don't know. Got a clue. Right. Floor is out. Neat-ish. Nice and square anyway. And not overly too rusty. The only thing we've got is this, they've got like a cavity wax everywhere, which is gross, making everything sticky, but it's not too bad. It's all the modification-y bits, to be honest, that are rusty. Because you can see this one's just dropped down, that's fine. This one is jacked up as high as it will go, and if you can see, it's a touching back here and touching there. So, I think what people do, which luckily for me, George's coming over later, and he did do his ages ago. I think you weld a bit of box along this nice structural bit here, and then you bridge it across to this one over here, obviously weld up a frame, so then you can notch right out of these, because you've moved the strength up. That is what I think people have done. But I'm not 100% sure. I was expecting to cut this floor out, but oh yeah, that's well easy. It's not. And obviously, if you start cutting into the chassis and stuff, it has to be strong. But that is my thinking. We raise this bit of the floor, we weld it front, back, some supports across, a bit like 1.6mm plate on top of that. Then I've got room to cut everything above that, haven't I think. Right, first of all, I need to take these hydraulic lines out the way, because we don't need those at the moment. So then I can chop into this a little bit. Chop into that a little bit and see how low we can get it just by having a nibble. After about 20 minutes of sitting upstairs on the sofa contemplating my life, genuinely think it was easier training for an Ironman than this. Never mind. I'm going to tidy it and clean it, so because these gloves are gross. I'll clean the area, because I've got no metal to weld back in there, so I can't really do too much at this stage anyway. I do need to get that other tub out. Could start doing this other rear quarter. I'm just going to give it a little clean. And that'll make me feel better, because it won't quite be as grotty. I might have a clearer indication of what I should do next. Also, George did just send me a photo, and what I said to you, welding up that box section frame, then cutting everything below it, does seem to be the way to go. I'm going to try and get you a bit close to the action so you can see the absolute grot fest that is. Let's get going out. Just fine, just fine. These words are fucking manifesto. Laying undertin as our captain wants to play. From each now, I am the walrus. I'll make sure that you get home. I can go inside until I've got some box section, and then I'll be brave enough to cut that out, so I'll probably grab some of that tomorrow. We'll do a couple of hours then, but for now I need to replace this quarter panel one, because it's shit, and two, there's no point me drilling out the spot where I was take the little slither of the tub I got left inside off, because it's coming off with that rusty bit anyway. So I'm just going to leave this on a time lapse, because there's many professionals online you can watch do this properly. I'm just a knob of a welder. Yes, this side's really rusty down the back. So it'd be nice to see that all clean, because the other side looks great. Right, bear with me. Also, these videos might get a bit more interesting once we've got past this crappy stage and the modifications and the painty nice bits. It'll be fun, but this is just crap. The work's crap, the filming's crap. It's crap. It could be worse. You could be pissing around with a handbrake on an MX-5 like Graham. Whoop whoop. If you're wondering why I've had more costume changes than a Taylor Swift concert, it's because I am doing this in the evenings, and as you probably have seen from the last few clips, we cut the floor out last night, but I couldn't really do a lot more without strengthening the back up, because you shouldn't really cut your chassis apart without strengthening it. But we have some 50mm box section to strengthen that, and some stuff, I don't know what this is, it was just in an offcut bin, to make a little tube that the hydraulic rams can go up inside so we can bring it all up into the van. I'm going to get this out of the Ducato and then we'll set up in the van and I'll explain what hopefully we're going to make out of this. Yes. Oh, it's a long old road. Let me show you the plan. So, if I just take this little bit, I will pop in the hole. Right, so we've got the 50mm box out there. We're going to put in one along here, and one along here, welded in, and then we're going to have some of them coming this way. But because I haven't got a hydraulic, oh I have, it's hydraulic ram. I need, you can see that, hydraulic ram to come up through here into the van. So, I will leave the box section off that outer chassis rail by that much, so I can slide this down in there. Obviously it'll be a lot smaller. I'll cut it down and I can weld that in between the two, and then what I can do, if I've got a hole in there and obviously I won't have a cap on it, I can bring that hydraulic ram up, make some sleeves either side and bolt that up higher. And then what I'll do for access is 3D print a panel that I can pop in the end. So if I need to come and take the ram off, I can pop that off. I'm up near the top of the bolt. A lot less pissing around then. So that will be fine. So all I've really got to do now is clean up all this metalwork so I can start welding in our new frame. Yes. Well, that was gross. I ended up having to go mix up some degreaser and spray that on there to get the cavity wax off, and then just keep grinding for ages. But I am going to weld through prime it in a sec, but I just wanted to show you guys beforehand. So obviously I haven't cleaned any of that up because that's all getting cut out, but I've cleaned this all the way along. There are some pitted bits, so I'll treat them with some rust converter and then I will weld through prime it. I've actually cleaned all the way back to these structural uprights because I thought I can cut it and weld all the way along there, and then I've cleaned this bit up along here, and then where I will tab that bit of floor back on, and then I'll weld it to the top here and these, and then I'm going to cut that anyway. So yeah, that is it pretty much clean. I'm going to wipe it all down, rust convert the bits, weld through prime. While that's drying I'll cut these two, and then basically I think we do a time lapse and just get welding. That's all welded in now. Let me show you what I've done and what we will be doing next, which is the fun bit. So I've got this front beam welded in, which I've already shown you, and then the back one, and I've welded those two across. We are going to have two more, like I've said, but I want to cut this out first, either side. This is stronger than factory now, really. That's pretty damn strong. So let's get these cut out, leaving that little outer chassis rail, but we're going to be cutting that at some point as well. Let's get it cut out and let's see how high we can get this arm with a wheel on. That will be sick. I wonder if I'm going to have to... Oh my god, that was hot on my bum. Oh, bloody hell, I've burnt my ass. I wonder if I'm going to have to notch out there to let this arm go up higher. These are all problems we get to face, I suppose. Right, let's get this cut out. I don't know if you guys are finding these videos entertaining or useful, or if you're enjoying watching them. Let me know in the comments, because it is just one idiot cutting up his van, to be fair, and doing it on your own with the camera is quite tricky. But let's get it back on the tripod, Adam 2.0, and let's cut this bit out. Oh, I'm excited about this bit. Yeah, I really want to get this wheel right up in there to match the front, because that would be epic. Right, let's get it. Look at my face. Oh no! Oh, you broke your fucking bike mount, you silly cunt. Oh! Fuck! Mama Rin. My son Quentin. Oh, for fuck's sake. I just broke my mount. Well, if you can't tell from the image, that is the swage line on the van, and that is my hub. I reckon I've gained 3 inches raising the chassis at the back. Show you inside what I've done, cutting out, and what I've got to do now, because the plans have changed ever so slightly. So, if I sound weird, I've got earphones in because it's quite loud now. So we've got our frame in, like I said, and if I move the bit of wood that's staying, I've cut this out here. I cut that one a bit nicer on a nice 45, but this one's got the exhaust bracket on it, so I'm going to leave that. So, because I want to fit a factory stainless steel exhaust to it. But anyway, that's cut out and notched. But obviously this holds no structural value anymore. I just don't want to cut it out, so it's there. It's all cut nice here, but what I might do is I might make a plate that comes across to here just to tidy these ends up. I think it will just look nicer underneath, but that is bloody low. The next problem we got is this beam I want to weld along here, like I said earlier, to hold our hydraulic mount. If I put that in as a datum, and then we put this in, doesn't quite go under. So the new one I've cut, I'm going to have to notch, just notch the bottom of it out ever so slightly for that. Struck a little bit of luck. So me saying I needed to turret it is because that's what was in the turd. That's how that was done. Obviously T4 is slightly different. Look at this! So obviously I've just got a temporary little crappy bolt in there, but through there, which obviously we can weld a brace in there, but across there, that's fine, I can do that after. But that will drill all the way through, and I've got a longer drill bit, and bolt with a sleeve in there. Ideal. So that has made it a lot easier, and a lot easier to, one, service it if I need to take the rams off, and two, dry the van, because if I've got a turret in there with the cap, water could get in. But anyway, there's only one more thing to do, and that's go around that side and jack this wheel up and see how low this van goes. Ooh, oh, I'm excited. Right. Jacket. That's about where it was before. Ooh. Oh my god. That is insane. Look how low that is. I reckon I'm like an inch. The sill will be like an inch off the floor. Oh my god. Oh my god, that looks so good. Yes! That has made me very happy indeed. Right, I've literally got less than a minute left on this SD card. So, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you. There's no such thing as perfect, but it's the only place I know.